I am Red Cyclone! Aria!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better Elsewhere podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What is up? What's up, guys? I am here. We are here again, and we have a video game movie for you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have this week, not an unfortunate movie, Rampage 2018, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Naomi Harris.
Yes.
Good movie, like good solid action flick, like partially a disaster flick as well. Like, if you came in to tick off some boxes, you got your city destruction, check. Military, check. Giant monsters, all right, we got that too. So yes, Rampage is checking off the boxes, and is actually not bad. I say recommend it. But Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner just comes out of nowhere and he always like interrupts shit. But yes, this movie was fantastic, and well, not fantastic, but it was a really fun movie. Finally, something that just made me happy about just watching something, because there was a lot of doo-doo that we haven't been through in these 30-something movies that we went through. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. Cracking the top 10, but we'll get to that later.
Yep.
I know because you saw it, we can start with, I guess, a brief little summary, because I'm curious. I haven't watched it. I don't have this. I don't think I have. I think I do have Plus, but it's on my PS4 and I haven't turned that on in a while. Sorry.
Okay.
but because you're currently watching it, what are your thoughts on what's going on in the Mandalorian?
The show's been fantastic. Like, honestly, I always will say this with this show: you do not have to be a Star Wars fan to enjoy the show. Like, you could just walk in and watch this show, and you'll be fine. You don't need to know the history of the original movies. You don't need to know nothing. All you need to know is that it's a very Western style space action show that has some comedy, has some great characters, and a lot of good character building, and that's something that you see in this show. It's a very easy show to get into because they're short, they're not that long, they don't overstay its welcome. So basically, like, even when you're starting getting even when you feel like it's kind of dragging, it finishes, and you're like, oh shit, okay, for the next one. So I've been digging it a lot. I'm pretty much up to date. The last episode was pretty amazing with Rosario Dawson taking the reins as I forgot. I can't say her name correctly.
I think it's Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, yeah, and she's a really, really popular character in the Clone Wars series, the cartoon series, and all.
I definitely remember her from her looks. Do you know anything about the character, or like, is your knowledge of her just that super limited?
So my knowledge is that I know she was Anakin's apprentice in the Clone Wars. She was in the Clone Wars. So she became Anakin's apprentice in the Clone War movie. You remember the CGI movie they did?
Okay.
Like, she did a movie.
I didn't see it, but I know of it, yes.
So they did that's when she became Anakin's apprentice. So she has a big storyline with Anakin, and that was the one that was his Padawan. So that was the one she was training. So hence the no color in the lightsabers, and the Jedi kind of being scarce and disappeared in a lot of ways. The big mission in this show was for Yoda to bring the baby Yoda to her, because she's like one of the final Jedis. The Jedis are not existent at the moment, as in you learn in Force Awakens is maybe less than a handful. So that's kind of where you get this her character from now. But like, to have like a full history of her, I'm very scarce with what I'm still learning a lot of these things, because I'm not crazy into the universe, but I know enough to get by if someone asks me something and things like that. But I know the big thing is she was Anakin's apprentice.
Cool. So, does this mark the first time we see that character in a live action anything?
Yes.
All right, nice.
She had maybe a relative or someone of her species in the Clone Wars movie. They had kind of the same look and whatnot, but it wasn't her exactly. She was like.
Do you know what species what Star Wars species he is?
I have no clue.
Okay. She's not a Twilight, is she? Because she does not look like, but she has things that hang off of her head.
Yeah.
That's not what she is she?
I'm not sure what she is.
Okay.
Maybe if I Google her, I'm not sure what she is. But the last episode was fantastic. It was probably one of the best ones they have done. And I'm just gonna check.
So the one thing I know is the baby has a name. That's not cool. That kind of sounds like Goku, which kind of makes it kind of cool, but it's not Goku, so whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that character made the debut. I know that much.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Because again, I haven't been watching it, so I don't know.
So I
just want to point out, from what I've seen, I'm just gonna point out from a passersby, I think this show is also cool, not just because it's good. That's a good thing, right? But I think it's cool because I'm seeing here that there are a lot of characters from external Star Wars things that are just like, oh, this character, as far as I know, was written out of existence.
Yeah.
And they're showing up, and I'm like, what? And it's not some, oh, this is supposed to be the analog to the character, which means, oh yeah, we're not gonna call him the same name. We're gonna use his traits or her traits. There's a lot of characters they're just taking. Oh, it's the same character.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, they're using it. Cause I see right here, just pointing out something that this is on GameSpot because this is they have I guess they have an episode review. So if you're a fan of the show and GameSpot, you can see it there. You can run it down and talk about it in the comments. But what I'm seeing is that showing HK47, like the not that number, but his series is in the show. I'm like, oh shit, they keep the HKs around in the series. Like, oh, I thought KOTOR and all that stuff was just like, we don't care about you. But hey, that's cool. Yeah. Also, there's some characters from the Star Wars novels early on in the 90s. I'm like, I've heard of you before. I wasn't too big into that. It's not the Dark Horse comics. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. This is like novelization stuff. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's cool. All right.
So what they do, I think that what they do is they kind of like, so once Disney took over it, they pretty much blanked the slate of everything that has happened, book novel wise and everything like that. It was not canon. Whatever they're doing now and whatever they're writing and redoing now that's what's canon now. But the whole I think the Star Wars Clone Wars and the Rebels and all those cartoons, they're really, for what I know, they're really extremely good cartoons that you have to watch because they are starting to utilize a lot of the characters and a lot of these storylines from these cartoons.
Makes sense, because I know for a good while when those were the brand new, I don't want to just call it the brand new hotness, but when they were new, they were received very well, and it was hard not to hear about it.
Shit. Give me 1 second.
No, it's still going? Or
I gotta make sure if it's running or so or not.
Okay. No problem. As long as Scott's not running his mouth, he very well, and it was hard not to hear about it. Unfortunately, we can't put that little picture from The Simpsons of the drunk guy with the camera for the technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're good. It's still running.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds all right now. No, this still going? Or so? What else you said?
Make sure.
You said she didn't watch the show. There's at least the show surprises you.
Yeah, it's just like seeing that I haven't gotten into like the big the cartoons and everything like that. I know the characters, I know the lore and stuff like that. I know enough to like know what's going on within those, but I haven't watched anything. But so one of the generals they were talking about, he's a huge character in the Clone Wars series. Well, not in the Rebel series. He's like one of the main villains. And then them just like in general, like throughout the whole series, like you see a lot of things that they kind of play in the past, they plan to play with the current stuff, and a lot of things are just changing some of the lore into something that makes sense. And it's been great. Like, it's been a great show. I recommend you watching it. I think you'll go by it fast too, because they're not long. There are episodes that go from 32 minutes to maybe the longest episode I think is like 47 minutes.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's like the first episode of season 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're very fantastic. It's really well done. It's a very simple story. There's a lot of traveling, you see a lot of different species, you see a lot of different faces, you see kind of the underworld of what in the Star Wars universe that has nothing to do with the Fallen Order and with the First Order and things like that. It's kind of like the outside skirts of it. So I recommend it 100%.
Okay, cool.
We did we actually did a Not a Trekkie episode of Last Jedi, which sadly is not that good. So
now, which number movie in the franchise is that?
That'll be number episode 10.
So that's like
episode
of the new ones is the third movie, or
it'll be episode
the
9.
So that's the last one, right?
Yeah. No, second to last.
Second to last one. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
So you still got one more.
Yeah, we still got one more. Last Jedi, no good. No bueno. I didn't like it.
No bueno?
I didn't care for it. Yeah. I tried getting into it too, and it was just like they just with that movie, I said look on the podcast when you listen to Not a Trekkie. But I just felt like they just didn't, there was no character building whatsoever in that movie. Like, they focused on Rey, they focused on Kylo Ren, and that was it. Like, they were like, you know, all the characters, fuck yeah, I don't want you out here. We'll give you little scenes here and there, but we don't need you. We just want to focus on them, and that's pretty much what the movie was.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, it was alright. It is what it is. But yeah, definitely watch Mandalorian. It's going on its 6th episode this Friday. It comes out every Friday. It's not just straight through, so it premieres every Friday.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's almost done though. I think it's only 3 more episodes left.
Okay.
So definitely is a must watch. And yeah.
Question for you, Mark. Are
Yep.
you excited to play some more Mortal Kombat as the original Johnny Cage, or
I saw
the original Raiden?
I saw Christopher Lambert.
Yeah,
Christopher Lambert.
But so what we have is Mortal Kombat 11 adds 1995 movie skins and new DLC. So I think it's actually pretty spot on.
Yeah.
And at this point, they are basically photorealistic. They look exactly like the actors from the movie, actors and actresses. Because I believe they have Sonya from the movie for the. So I wonder, because they don't really say anything, and the last time I heard of anybody involved with the movie was this cool video with Johnny Cage and I think it was Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Getting back together after a while to play the old Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard, like, usually when something like this comes out, they'll get like a little quote or something, or have somebody say a line. So I don't know if the people who were in the movie have like done any types of promotion for it, or do they even know?
They probably do know, because they gotta get a paycheck for it. But I didn't hear anything about it either. Like, I just saw it recently, so it was just announced.
Okay, so well, let me just actually read the story, because apparently there's samples in there. So voice samples. So let me just say who it is. Christopher Lambert, Lyndon Ashby, and Bridget Wilson are like the only ones that says that are confirmed, because I think they're the only are they the only costumes, or did everybody else did everybody from the movie get one?
No, it's just them 3.
Okay, so then those 3 did record lines for us. So
okay,
all right,
that's not bad.
I still
they look
wish
cool.
they would have put out a little funny skit with them or something, because not only is it like cool to see them as the characters, which is also nostalgic, but it's like they kind of also had these either cheesy one-liners or funny things that they say to go with it. So
yeah, it's cool that they actually got their likeness though. I thought it was pretty cool to see. I was like, all right, I guess I have to turn on my Mortal Kombat. I have not put on Mortal Kombat in a long time, so I didn't even download the new characters, like Rambo, Rain, and Melina, because I didn't.
Play it on PS5, homie.
Yeah, I should. I just gotta put it in, and I gotta pay an extra $15 for a new character. So I was just like, fuck you. I'll wait till they're free.
Do they ever do that though? Do they do that?
No, but they'll bring it down to at least like $5 or something.
Oh, I know what you mean. The specifically for the character. Oh,
yeah, because
I'm talking about this. No.
Yeah, I feel like I paid way too much for that game.
Of course, this is what Bullshit. This is what what it has become.
Yeah.
Because, fighting games. Well, I'm hard pressed to ever be disappointed in MK because they do it where they don't give you half the game. No,
they give you fan service. They do a lot for the game, especially when it fucking when it actually launches. There's a lot of things they have in the game. Not like Street Fighter, I'm just saying. But they do put in a full game. They put in the endings. They put in the tournaments and the towers and all that stuff. There's a lot of things. When you turn on a Mortal Kombat game, there's a lot of shit to do.
Yes.
That's the point in general. There's a lot of shit to do. So they never like do cease to amaze me in that sense. I don't think we're gonna see a brand new Mortal Kombat in quite some time. I think they're gonna get an Injustice in between. So I think the next game they're doing will be Injustice 3.
I hope they get off that engine. That's all I want.
I actually like the engine. I like the Injustice engine.
I know. I want Mortal Kombat off that engine. I don't want.
Oh, okay.
I don't want MK to be on the engine again because it just feels like there's still too much share between the two, and the games don't feel.
Well, the buttons
not to say they feel the same.
Yeah.
But the thing about them is you can almost feel like there's a way to say it where like they feel like they're in the same family.
They play different, and because the button layout is different. I think Injustice has a light, medium, heavy button, and then a gadget button. As in Mortal Kombat still has the right punch, left punch, right kick, left kick, and they still have a block button and a run button.
No, I mean, but I'm not talking about because that's something that's definitely different.
Yeah.
But I mean, is the way the characters move.
Yeah.
The way they animate, or lack thereof. It's the way projectiles don't clash.
Yeah.
It's the way. It's just certain things that I feel like both of those games would benefit more at this point if they separated further and further away from each other. Like I want MK because MK feels like this one is a slower one.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they all need to be crazy, but for some reason it feels like MKX was a different beast.
Okay.
Like I feel like it was nuts in a way that was more than 9, and definitely more than this one, because this one it seems like it went in a more balanced route, and that's probably for the better playability wise. It's not busted, you know what I mean? But I feel like the game MKX was a lot more fun because it was just nuts.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's the series of MK is I don't say constrained, because after it translated to 3D, it did start doing that almost kung fu movie-esque when they do like things and they block, they move, and they move one arm up and down and stuff, to like kind of like a martial arts movie.
Yeah. But
I kind of feel it needs to evolve away from that, because I don't know, I just feel like that's just Injustice.
Yeah.
Because when they built Injustice, I think that was the first one that had that engine. MK9 did not have the Injustice engine. It didn't.
Nah, it was 10.
It was 10 and up.
It was
so,
10 and
like,
up, because
that's what I mean.
And I can see why they keep the kind of like somewhat the same engine and the character bodies and shit like that, because again, you're playing, you kind of use the same models, because if you actually look at the characters themselves and all the models and stuff like that, they're very similar to what you see in Injustice. Just put a cape on and a bat cowl, and you probably have the same character. Yeah, like I understand why they probably keep it the same, because it's easier to make and it's easier to adjust it to. But they do change it up a bit. Like Injustice is not. Was it? No, this Injustice was a rated M game this time around. Or was it?
Gotcha.
I remember the first one wasn't. The first one was a
the first one
T.
no. First one no.
But I think the second one was a rated M. No matter, still getting a M rating.
Wow. I don't know. Like that I don't know. That'd be interesting. Let me check that out. What is Injustice rated? Huh.
Because I know they usually adjust. They try to adjust for. Oh shit! They try to adjust for like the. Commands, yeah.
It looks like it is.
Yeah.
Let me see. Because they only have the rating pin. And what did they only actually have in the box?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You Google, you get the wiki. And the damn, oh wow, you can actually just go to the ESRB page.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's rated T.
It's T.
Yeah. So they kept it in that balance of rated T. So basically they had, and they get away with that because they do like the comic book drop, the comic book style violence kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it has to be in a certain way of how they do characters, and also WB is not gonna have their Justice League characters like murdering people and things like that. Like you ain't gonna see Superman murdering people like in that sense. You probably see in the comic books that they fucking Superman does a lot of crazy shit. But in the Justice wise, they try to keep that morale of the superheroes and what they are and shit.
Oh, that's not what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I just want them to change that engine.
Yeah,
they look like robots sometimes. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's just I guess that's just their engine in general. Maybe it evolves, seeing that they are going to a new generation, and they're gonna have time before they make the next game anyway. So it might change a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do.
Yeah.
Because I just want not that I don't like it, I just want them to be even more different.
Yeah,
because I do feel that bit of stiffness between the two, and that's what identifies the NRS game.
Yeah.
So like, that's what I mean. It's his own style and genre, right? But it has a certain flaw to it to me that I just can't get past it because of the animation style.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't mean it as bad. It means to me, it doesn't. Like, man, I wish you just would go to a game where they all animated like as smooth as shit, but for some reason when they stand there, they're standing leaning forward, and they have these I can't. I gotta stop this. I can't. Because I'm just gonna talk trash on it. I'm like, no, that's not how I feel. Like, let me just leave that alone. But anyway, that's cool as hell that they have those new characters and those new skins. I don't think they cost that much. I believe they're $5, $6 in the US.
They're probably like $5.
£5. Yeah, I believe. €5. That euros or that pounds?
Pounds, euros, depending on where you're at.
I think it's a euro. It's like an E. Sorry, I'm not worldly yet, so.
Is the E is euro?
Yeah. So that I just had to shout that out because I thought that was cool. They didn't have to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. At least they always try to do some fan service and try to bring more stuff into it. So yeah, that's cool. I'm happy with that. Have you been playing anything?
I actually, because of the sales that are going on now on multiple platforms, I got to purchase Hades, which is a brand new game that came out.
I have it on the Switch. I haven't played it yet. I have it on Switch. I haven't played it yet.
I don't know how it runs on Switch, so I can't recommend if you should get on that or something else. The style of game is 100% like, oh yeah, play this on the Switch. I just don't know performance wise.
Again, I maybe played 10 minutes of it, and I was digging it. It was very like Diablo-ish.
Yeah, it does remind me of Diablo. Like there's even a weapon that's kind of like, you know what it also reminds me of because of the perspective, but also the weapon types, is it reminds me of Ultimate Marvel.
Yeah.
So there's a shield. There's a literal shield weapon type that's basically cap.
Okay.
You do charging star, and you have the shield throw. Like, dude, it just is what it is. So there's a lot of different styles of playing that game, which I think is very much needed for how hard it is, because it's not an easy game.
Yeah.
But I do like that it has randomized dungeon layouts, so at least that's replayability. But also the story is built around you constantly coming back through the same areas, because the characters have new dialogues.
Yeah.
The plot of the story is your character's trying to escape from the kingdom of Hades.
Yeah.
Which is your character's father. So your father's basically Hades, and he's sitting at a big desk, I guess, filling out paperwork the whole time, just of all the souls that come. Apparently, they don't tell you this. When you die, there's paperwork to be filled out down in hell. The devil, if you will, has to fill out paperwork too. So don't just feel bad for your family when somebody passes. Also, you gotta feel bad for wherever they go. So if they go to heaven, I guess St. Peter's got paperwork to fill out. I think in this game it's only the Greek gods. Is that Greek? That's Zeus in them?
Yeah.
So Zeus, I assume if you were to go to the kingdom, what the hell is it called?
Olympus,
yeah. Oh, but humans can't go to Olympus, can they?
No.
I think you have to do something crazy to go up there. But should you go to Olympus, Zeus would have to fill out paperwork. Anyway.
Yeah.
It also just kind of makes it cool to see all the gods interact, because they're related in different ways, and then they actually have personalities. And I think that's what benefits the game but then again, it's because it's super giant games. I'm familiar with them because they actually, one of the I think the lead programmer used to work at Giant Bomb.
Oh, okay.
Like years ago, or more accurate, I think it was GameSpot when they were all there.
Okay.
So they all know each other, so I know him from that. And I know with that, they take very much they take care with the attention to detail on the animation, the voice acting, and the music. And those three things is 100% in this game are like top tier. And the action is pretty good. So
I
hard to recommend.
Yeah, I got a lot of people telling me to buy the game, and I caught it on, I think it was like $12 on Switch. So I bought it last week.
Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there's a ton of, like I told you, Bert, Black Friday was started like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was off about Cyber Monday, but damn it, Black Friday, it is just Black Month. Black November, right? That's it.
I didn't buy nothing.
You didn't buy? Really?
Actually, I'm going to buy the camera Monday, so.
Okay. Do you know what model you're gonna pick up?
I'm looking at two on Amazon. They're like video cameras, but they actually do the stills and all that shit too. So we're looking into that. And
nice.
We hustled Pokemon cards to get the money for it. So And if anyone on listening is interested in any of the extra cards and stuff like that, we'll give you a good deal for it.
Yes, sir.
That's too many cards. I'm gonna get rid of them because somehow I'm the one getting stuck keeping them. So anyway,
gotcha.
I've been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think that's the only game I've been playing recently. I'm pretty much at chapter 9. I'm really loving the game. But it has a grind time that you have to grind to be a certain level at certain parts. And right now I'm at that level that I have to get stronger and stronger because I'm fighting a big ass crane, like a freaking bulldozer crane, like the one with the big metal ball, wrecking ball crane. And it fucked me up, so I had to build up and get an electric weapon to fight it because that's its weakness.
You know what's okay, Merc? So you know what I heard about that game?
Yeah,
was about the weapons and like how there's special weapons in that game.
Yeah,
and there's like little side quests and stuff, and so that piqued my interest as well. So
yeah, okay. I know for a fact when you've played this game, you're gonna really enjoy it. I think you're gonna really enjoy yourself. I've been really enjoying it though. It's been a fun game. It's been quite. I'm still waiting on the PS5 version to get the upgrade, just to upgrade to the PS5 version, which I don't think is gonna be much of a difference. It's gonna be no load time. Like there's load times, but they're like maybe 2-3 seconds compared to PS4, which was like a minute or two. So that's a big difference. But yeah, I'm still going through it. Still grinding through it. I platinum both Spider-Man games, so those are my first 2 platinums on the new system. I'm looking at Valhalla. I might pick that up. That was one I meant to pick up in GameStop yesterday, and nope, they didn't have it, and it was sold out. It went down to like $40, $45 or $50. I was looking at that.
Sale. Yeah.
So hopefully, I'll get it down the road. I'm not in a rush for Valhalla.
Okay, gotcha.
And Demon Souls is another one. I was hoping that would go on sale.
Which one?
The Demon Souls.
Oh, it didn't go on sale. Boo.
I'm
not feeling a lot of this Black Friday as regards to the brand new games.
Yeah.
There's like select ones going on sale where instead of everything, you know? Like, what? Come on. Get out of here with that. You know what's going on right now? People ain't got no damn money.
Yeah.
They sold their souls to buy your system.
Yeah, you see.
Give them a deal on the game, please.
Yeah, people are like camping out for a PS5, and there was one over here that they camped out for like 3 days, and the GameStop had two in stock.
So, due to the proximity, I guess that my job is to. I think it was either a GameStop or it might have been Nintendo.
Yeah.
No, I think it was a Best Buy. So when I was going home, I heard somebody coming in and they were talking about camping online for $80 for 3 hours. They were like, "Oh yeah, I just come sit in line for 3 hours and I go home," because somebody's waiting to buy, I think, a PS5. So I'm like, damn, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the easy way to make some money, especially now.
Yeah.
Would you rather be doing a job or standing somewhere for 3 hours and make decent money?
Yeah.
All right, I'll stand here. But then again, I will point this out, Merc. The time I was doing like purchasing stuff, that was like 6 o'clock in the morning, meaning they were standing online since like 3. I'm like, bruh, that ain't me. I'm not in this weather because it's cold. We're in New York City. It's getting winter quick.
Yeah.
I'll just put it that way. It was like 30 something this morning, dude. So
yeah, like I'm kind of glad that I got mines when I got mines. I don't have to go through any crazy shit to get it. I pretty much just pre-ordered it when they told me to pre-order. I pre-ordered it, and that's exactly what I did. So
yeah, at least it worked. I'll put it that way. At least people's stuff pre-orders worked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought mine were gonna fuck up, but it didn't. And I was like, thank God it did not.
Also, shout outs to the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast who put out the PSA: do not pre-order figures from Target or Walmart.
Yeah,
I thought that was hilarious. I know you said you had some issues.
Yeah,
and then see them put that out as a PSA. It wasn't just a random thing. It said PSA: do not order. I'm like, damn, it's crazy, dude. But
yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, orders and stuff are backed up. People is just they're messing up stuff. I ordered something that's supposed to be coming in a week or 2. I hope that's not going to be some situation where I'm out in the street looking for a UPS driver or something to fight him. Did you hear? There's a story about a driver. I think it was an Amazon driver that they had to let him go because for some reason none of the PS5s he was delivering would get there. Dude, how you can't do that? You know they know where you are. You can't do that. You have to do something shadier.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, well, I'm just not going to deliver. Bruh. Bruh.
Yeah, yeah, that's not good.
And then there was a guy who, I only know this through osmosis, where there was a major scalper who put his ended up accidentally putting out his address, and he got robbed because he was scalping PS5s. I'm just like, oh, karma's a bitch, dude.
Yeah.
Like I remember the picture was a mountain. It was no less than maybe 50.
Yeah.
Maybe it was less than that. It was a chunk. It was a grip of PS5s.
Yeah,
and dude was selling them at like $1,000 a pop or something. I'm like,
yeah,
you a dirty dog. You a dirty dog. So they got
that's what
him.
you get.
Somebody
man.
got him.
I honestly, I have no pity if that's how you're doing your business, man.
Yeah, Don't take advantage of people, especially not now. Yeah. Especially not now. Somebody will rough you up in the worst way.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they shouldn't be because it's a luxury item, and they should be thinking about more pressing matters if they're trying to rob you for a fucking video game system. But what? These are the times we live in. Yeah. Priorities aren't always in order with people who want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's why I'm waiting a year. I'll let y'all beta test and let the fires go out.
Yeah.
And then pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
I'm still curious about an S. Still curious. I'm just gonna put that.
Me too. I'm like I have a friend that got it and he's actually been fine with it because he said like there's no really big Microsoft game out right now. So I'm not gonna go crazy and try to get the X when I'm just playing 360 Xbox One games.
I mean, you might as well be playing 360 games too if you can do it.
Yeah,
I know I will.
So that was his thing. It was like, yo, why am I gonna go crazy looking for this shit when I could just get the $2.99 one, play the games I was playing already, and it still has the same it has almost the same speed. So it was like, yo, the speed is not that much difference.
Yes, definitely.
So it was like. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff like
that. And one piece of good news before we go to the verdict.
Yes.
Shout outs to G4.
Yes.
For resurrecting their brand.
Yes.
This past week, before Thanksgiving, I believe it was, they had the G4 reunion. And that was, if you don't know what G4 is, it was like, I think it's the first cable gaming channel, gaming centric channel.
Yeah,
is what it was.
Yes, it was.
For us, I forgot what channel it was, like in the hundreds, I think. Like 100.
Yeah, it was in the hundreds. I don't remember the exact channel because they changed a few times.
I think it was like 124 or 125 for me.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember it. It was original programming, and it was also just cool because they were kind of like just having fun, and you felt it.
Yeah.
And so it ended up making stars of, what was it, Morgan Webb, Adam Sessler,
Olivia Munn,
Blair Herter, and a few other people, right? And so it was cool to see pretty much all those people just come back and be like, hey man, we chilling.
Yeah.
And yeah, like to hear Olivia Munn and Kevin Pereira say that they would never stop if they didn't have to.
Yeah.
That's kind of a thing that you hear somebody say about their job and you're like, damn, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, G4, I don't know who was running the network, but they saw the need to fill time slots with episodes of cops and cheaters.
Yes.
And then slowly over time, they just stopped paying attention to the gaming stuff, and it just became a wasteland.
Yeah.
And a bunch of repeats.
But it's back, and our boy Xavier Woods is becoming a new member of the G4.
Yes, they held G4 held the contest. I didn't see the actual how they chose or whatever, but I did see they put out a video and they welcomed WWE superstar Xavier Woods. Yeah. So he is now an official G4 host.
I'm extremely happy for him.
Yes, he essentially became, I want to say, America's video game show host.
Yeah.
Forcefully. He made his own network. He took the reins and he hosts a bunch of different video game centric shows with different wrestlers.
Yeah.
He branched out to people at conventions, gaming conventions, cosplay conventions. He went all over to fighting game tournaments for like one summer. Yeah. Brought in Kenny Omega, and that was a huge deal. Like, the dude went out of his way.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do none of that, but his love for the games and the people, because that's like the number one thing, is like, yes, he loved the games, but just as much he likes the community.
Yeah.
Like, he fosters his own community with that. So they saw that. Why not? And I'm glad he got it. So good.
Yeah, me too. I'm very happy for him, and I'm excited to see what he does with it as well. Yeah, it was extremely exciting. Now we just gotta get Nick Arcade come back and him winning the King of the Ring.
Yes, sir.
And then he's full circle.
Yes, sir. Just saying.
Just Baron Corbin, or you could just beat Baron Corbin and take his crown like Matt Riddle did. Like,
True.
You could just do that, and that's fine, and you become king of the ring. Just beat Baron Corbin.
Although, I'll personally say I do miss because you can't do this anymore. She's too old, and I don't mean too old as in she's not attractive or anything.
Yeah.
I just mean she's a grown up, and you can't be doing that dumb shit now. But
Yeah.
I used to love this stupid stuff that Olivia Munn used to do on that show.
Yeah, me
They
too.
used to have her doing the dumbest shit.
Yeah, I liked her
I
a
think I
lot.
remember they rained hot dogs on her once.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I remember one time she almost hurt herself because it was like they dumped oil not on the floor specifically, but just in doing a lot of like crazy stunts that they used to do. The floor was like oiled up. I think I remember she slipped and hurt her knee. I was like, oh, that's just fucked up.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But it's so good. It's so good. So I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, me too.
So I mean, this is a whole new environment, so I'm sure it's going to be challenging coming up with something. But listen, if they really, really do like put stuff in Xavier Woods' hands, I'm sure he could have 1,000,001 suggestions of what to do now.
Yeah.
So
I bet. Like
I can't wait.
And me too. Like I think he's gonna be great, and I think he's gonna kill it when he give him the time. He's gonna kill it. I'm excited to see it where it goes and what kind of channel they're gonna bring. If it's actually gonna be on cable, if it's gonna be a YouTube channel or whatnot. So because I already saw him like co-hosting like streams and stuff like that for G4 TV as well. So
Yes.
I don't know what exactly it's gonna be. If it's actually gonna be a TV network and things like that, and if they can maintain a substantial amount of things on G4 TV. That was the reason why they brought in cops and things like that. They had a lot of empty time slots.
They didn't try hard enough. I can't give them a pass on that. They didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, like they tried. They also tried to bring like animated TV shows that just didn't catch on. They had like the Spaceball cartoon. They had like I think it was Code Monkeys or some shit. That was like an 8-bit cartoon and things like that. And a lot of that stuff they aired it, but it didn't catch on. A lot of people.
The funny thing is, I'll say this, Mark, is that if they hadn't died, right? If the network didn't die, Adult Swim wouldn't be the Adult Swim of today, because I think a lot of those ideas probably would have went over there.
Yeah.
And probably would have been better incorporated.
The funny thing is, G4 Adult Swim was already like kind of getting established on Cartoon Network.
I'm talking about that weird. I'm talking about the new weird stuff.
Yeah, you probably get a lot of the weird stuff, like the shit that was on like Channel 5. Remember, they had like the hour animation. I forgot what it was like. I forgot the name. It was called like Murder Cop or something like that. I forgot the name of the show, but they had some weird shit on there. But yeah, I could see them at like maybe highlighting a lot of the animated shows and things like that. I think a lot of like the YouTube stuff that you see on like YouTube, you start like establishing something on TV. But again, I don't know exactly what it is, what it's gonna be, but I'm just excited for Xavier Woods actually getting the hosting gig, because he really pushed, and every single person pushed for him as well. So it shows like the whole community wanted him to get that as well.
Yes.
And Breeze still champion.
Yo, yeah, I did get to see that. Awesome show. He beat
and
left,
Creed.
right.
Yep. He beat Creed.
He survived their Survivor Series. That was pretty fun.
He's the longest reigning up, down champion.
And I'm excited to see where this goes with the new commissioners.
Yeah.
You saw that at the end?
No, I did not.
So at the end, I forgot what their stable is called. I know that it's Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Duke, and like one other person. Yeah. And at the end of the show, he's dejected. He's all sad that he lost to Breeze, and he comes to them and says, "I need your help."
Yeah. And
he's basically forging an alliance with them to finally dethrone Breeze. But Shayna says we have a demand, and they want to be the commissioner of Up, Down, Down. So that's the deal now. So they are officially the commissioners.
Okay.
So I can't wait to see
I'm for it. It'll be interesting.
But again, even all of this stuff is still gaming centric.
Yeah.
So if G4 want to copy it, do it.
Yeah.
Because stuff like that with like people who are not just famous, but like people who are well liked in different communities and stuff, that game.
Yeah.
Like, give them a spotlight. Let them have a chance. Let them have a little half an hour show on there where they do something stupid with a game they like or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people who stream that used to be on TV and whatnot that have that pedigree.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you could do a lot with that. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yes,
what we're seeing. Let's
now,
get to our movie.
Let's get to Rampage, 2018. Starring Dwayne Johnson.
Yep.
And it debuted in America on the 13th of April. 2018. It's an hour and 47 minutes, and it's PG-13. Although I will say, is it really PG-13? Because there's a lot of cool shit that happens in this movie.
Yeah, so this was an interesting year of movies as well, because you had the Infinity War, you had Black Panther, you had Mission Impossible Fallout, Deadpool 2, Into the Spider-Verse. So it was an interesting year of movies that year.
Interesting. That just sounds like good.
Yeah, there was a big interesting, because Rampage I actually liked a lot too. I thought the Rampage was a fun movie. I did see it. Did I see it? No, I did not see it in theaters. I saw it when it first came out on DVD and whatnot. Okay. But I had a lot of movies around it that year, so it probably got forgotten.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you had Black Panther, Into the Spider-Verse, you had Mission Impossible Fallout, which I heard was probably one of the best ones. You had Deadpool 2, you had Aquaman, you had there's a bunch of other movies. Wreck-It Ralph 2, Venom. All came
I still have to see Venom.
Bumblebee.
I've not seen that.
Came out that year as well.
Did you see that?
Which one?
Bumblebee.
I like Bumblebee. I thought Bumblebee was good.
Okay.
So this pretty much Rampage is based. This movie is based on the game Rampage, which is pretty much you play like a Godzilla-like, King Kong-like, and giant Wolfman-like characters that pretty much you just break buildings, eat things, and get points. And that's pretty much what the premise of the game was. They did bring them back later on. Acclaim brought them back and did the World Tour ones, which were they looked a little like claymation in a way. And it came from there. It was a fun game. I actually have my original copy for the NES though. I used to love the game. It was fun. Okay. I remember playing in arcade too.
I played the arcade. I don't remember playing the NES one, but I've seen it before, thanks to Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah, so NES. So the NES one only had Lizzie and George, and the arcade and the arcade had Ralph. Had the third player for Ralph. So basically, Ralph was in the third one, in the arcade one. But that's what it's based on. Dwayne Watt Johnson is the main actor in it. He's pretty much like a zoologist or whatever he's called. He's Mr. Can Do It All, because you soon find out that he's like some super secret military man in the past who became a zoologist. Yeah. So he knows how to fly choppers, shoot grenade launchers, and all types of crazy shit.
Break people's necks.
Put them to sleep.
Put them to sleep.
He said he was gonna make him piss himself in front of the See what I'm saying? It's this movie has a lot of charm, but that's mostly thanks to The Rock and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah. But like I was saying to you, Merc, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character seems a little out of place only with the way the tone of this movie shifts back and forth. And that's like my only, like, I don't want to not say it's a knock against it, but it's one thing I noticed.
He was very laid back. He was very laid back for a really crazy situation.
Yeah.
And there's
unbelievably
and there's no alcohol or weed involved.
for specifically for them transporting George and him breaking out, and that whole scene in the plane, and this dude is unconscious for half of it. Yeah. And then he wakes up in the middle of being like parachuted out of a plane, and he's just like, he literally just says, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I think that's a natural reaction when you see yourself flying in the sky.
No. even his old shit was still tame.
Yeah,
I gotta say, he didn't scream like he was gonna die.
Yeah,
he was just like, "Oh shit!" Well,
I would have passed right back out. I'm like, what? I would have.
Man, I have not been skydiving. I don't think I could just be. I could wake up skydiving.
I've done it twice, and my ears got clogged for like 2 weeks.
Really? Wow.
It was fun though.
I can imagine it's fun. Shit.
Scary as shit. Like you feel like you're gonna shit your pants. I didn't shit
Yes, I can imagine. I can definitely imagine you feel it.
It's a certain feeling. It's a shot of adrenaline that you cannot like. It's something that you have to experience in that sense. But other than that, I'm not telling you not to jump out of a plane because it could be very dangerous as well.
True. Yeah. I mean, as we see in this movie, but. Hey, Mark, listen, they said this movie is PG-13. This movie is full of death and bodies and
giant middle fingers.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Gorilla middle fingers, yes.
That shit had me rolling. I think that was one series, like, part that made me pop. And it was in the beginning and in the ending. Because even when he did in the ending, he was like, you're a fucking asshole.
Yes. It was just... That's one of the cool things about this movie is the dynamic between The Rock and George. They have a bond between them, which you learn of. But also, it's cool how he's introduced. Yeah, is that he's a giant. George is a giant white albino gorilla, but he speaks perfect sign language and he has a sense of humor. And likes to prank The Rock, which I think is hilarious. And he gives him the middle finger, and he tries to make him cry. Yeah. Like, oh.
Yeah, in the beginning, like he was defending defending them, and then he goes crazy on that one kid that he's like all curled up in a fetal position and shit like that, and he was like, "Oh, you made him cry," and he's just laughing at his crying.
He's laughing, yeah.
Fucking asshole.
So that's again, the movie is full of charm. Like that's one of the cool things about this movie. It's an extremely charming movie. I mean, I said because of The Rock, but you know what? Secondly, because of George. Yeah, he has a personality.
Yeah, he had a personality, and you actually cared for him.
Yeah,
even though he looked weird as being an albino gorilla, like it was like he kind of had a human-like feel to him, which kind of made him feel weird.
I feel like he was mocapped by The Rock, and if I find that out, I would not think it's surprising. Yeah, I just feel something weird like that because he just, like you said, he does feel human.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the thing to see if he was actually mocap.
The main villain in this movie is a brother-sister pair. I don't know the actress and actor and actress.
Funny shit is Claire Millian Anchorman, Ilian Mankerman, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan also shared the film in Watchmen. They're the comedian and Silk the Silk.
That's who she is.
Yeah.
Wow, with her. Nope, I did not know that was the same lady.
Yep, that's her.
She looks completely different. Her head is completely round in this movie.
Yeah.
She has a apple-shaped head. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, she's in there. They're both in Watchmen.
Yes. Well, that changes that. But the brother, who's played by, I believe, is Jake Lacey. Yeah. I'm not familiar with.
I know him from The Office. He was like little. They called him like Little Jim because he looked like Jim Halpert in the show. That's the only thing I've seen him in other things, but I think that was the one I know for a fact he was in. I
see here he's a regular in Girls, which I know was a popular show, but I never saw that.
I've never watched it either.
Let's see. I'm trying to see. He was on the Michael J. Fox show in one episode. Never saw that. Yeah. Did you ever see the Michael J. Fox show?
No, I cannot say I have.
Okay. Yeah, but again, he seems to be in a bunch of stuff, but like the stuff that I should know him for, I don't know. I don't. So. Yeah. But the two of them were an interesting pair because the brother is kind of snivelly. Definitely, you can see he's an opportunist. Yeah. Kind of a dumbass, excuse me. And then the sister is like comically evil. Yeah. Like she's stoic to a point where it's like, damn, she's almost like Jeffrey Dean Morgan is like, you're not having realistic human emotions right now.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Because the part where she's like, they were about to go to the roof. This is fairly into the movie, but the way she just coldly shoots the rock in the stomach.
Yeah.
It's just like, bruh, you really had to do him that dirty. Damn.
Yeah, she didn't do like no hesitation whatsoever either.
She literally should have just said, "Face, give me the gun." Pow.
Yeah.
So you have her and the brother as the villainous duo throughout the movie. So you have your main villainous roles. Apparently their corporation was conducting experiments in space on a space station. That's what you see in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is the creature that's in the space station in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't look 100% like it, but none of the monsters in this thing do. But here's the thing, is that in Rampage lore there is an alien.
Yeah.
So it could have been that. I mean, obviously it's not credited in the movie because it didn't have a voice.
Yeah.
It just blew. It just made an appearance. It cracked the glass and blew up. That's about the extent of what it did. But again, hey, it's kind of accurate. I don't know what the story is for the monsters in Rampage. I think the only thing I know was like there was a science experiment with like the humans.
Yeah.
And they were bonded with the animal counterparts. So that's why in the games they are bipedal.
Yeah. So when they die, they shrink and they're naked and they walk away from the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just turn back and be like, peace out.
They're butt naked, walking, trying to hide their
exactly. But I kind of get it, but I still don't understand why. Because again, they don't. That's one thing. That's one of the weaker aspects of the movie is they don't really get to. They don't dive into what exactly the experiments were.
Yeah.
Like, why does this wolf have spines?
Yeah. The girl kind of explains it in ways. But it's not clear enough for you to really understand. Like, okay, so that makes their genetic get stronger, or just like it just makes them grow and things like that. There was never like an answer of what it did. It's just like little theories and things that she talked about. Yeah, and that was the chick in the movie.
Her name was Claire.
Claire,
so
yeah,
it's called Claire.
Yeah. Her.
Not to be confused with Claire from Resident Evil.
No. It was Kate.
Oh, you're talking about the doctor?
Yeah. She explained
the villains, they do talk about it too.
But she explains it more. She explains it because she was the head of their science lab and things like that. So basically, she does explain it. She does explain what it does to the genetic, and if it's the wrong animal, like it kind of splices. What it did was it splices other animals than just in one. The fact that George was by himself in the gorilla cage, and pretty much that's the reason why he never spliced into something else. Like the wolf spliced into like a porcupine and a fucking squirrel,
a flying squirrel.
And then Lizzie was a big ass fucking, I don't know.
It looked like every lizard.
Yeah.
It looked like every lizard just was like, all right, we going back to the Stone Age. Let's go.
And that was the other thing. The other monsters did not have names. Like we know them as Lizzie and Ralph.
They do say Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character makes a small nod to he says the freaks are calling him Ralph.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the only line you get about the wolf. The Lizzie doesn't have a name. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they didn't really name everything. They just named George is the main one that had like a full name.
Yes.
Yeah. So
surprised they didn't have a last name.
So they did explain it. So like she did explain it, but she didn't explain it to extent that is the reasoning of why this and this and that. Like, but they did explain it.
They explain like what the thing in the case does, basically. Yeah. What their research was, but they don't explain like. So when did the wolf, the flying squirrel, and the porcupine have a conference?
That's when that's the side we did not get.
Yeah, you don't get
to.
So basically, you never get to see their transformation.
No,
you
only
only
see George.
Partially see George's. Really.
Yeah, exactly.
And even George, he's kind of just. It's scene by scene. You never see him grow. It's one scene when you first meet him, right? Just to establish him. Then you get the scene where something's not right, and him and the bear had a scrap.
Yeah.
And then you see, George is big.
Yeah.
Why is George so big?
Yeah.
Then you go to, he's not feeling well, he bugs out, and then they call the cops and stuff, and that gets the FBI, the man in black and all that type of stuff involved. And then they have him in the giant cage, and I assume he's the same size as when he broke out.
Yeah.
But when after the plane scene and he escapes and whatnot, and they crash the plane with him, he's just bigger.
Yeah, he just got a lot bigger.
At that point, he's just huge. At that point, the next time we see George, he's big enough to climb the side of a building, but he's already like 2 stories tall.
Yeah.
So he's more of a as the progression of the movie goes on, but they never. Because I only bring this up because some movies would do it.
Yeah.
Would show you George growing because it's CG and they have the budget, so you see him, like the Hulk getting bigger and whatnot when he gets madder. Like you've seen it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I just want to point it out. It seems a little not odd, but it seems like that's one thing they left out.
Yeah.
But other than that.
I agree and stuff like that, because they kind of explained why they were all going to the city too, because there was a beacon that was kind of leading them there, and they were all going in a single file. They weren't going separate ways. They were kind of all going together and that stuff. And they all kind of did the whole shit of what they do in Rampage. They were breaking buildings, eating people, putting people in their mouths, and just throwing people at people.
Yes,
that's what they do in the game. So they actually captured it with the big scene of all the monsters inside the city and shit like that. They did really capture that whole what Rampage was, and that's them destroying buildings and eating motherfuckers. So they did it. They did do what the game did, so I give them credit for that.
And you got a cool monster fight at the end, which I appreciate it.
It was really cool. I think the CGI did really well with these animals. I think
I agree.
We did get a big monster fight, and then that's just exactly what I wanted from this movie. Rampage monsters, I want a big monster fight. So
Mark, now I have a question for you. Do you think Monster Hunter is gonna look this good? Do you think they're gonna get a good monster fight?
I
out of good old W.S. Anderson.
5th.
I sent you the pictures of the monsters and the main monsters.
The cat looked dope. So, the cat looked dope.
They all look accurate.
Yeah.
But we gonna see the Gore Magala. He's gonna fight Diablos or Rathalos or something in the movie.
I think Mila Djokovic is gonna fight them 1-on-1, each one.
Oh Lord. Also,
she's in the game.
Also, that happened. She will not leave us alone. So now, Mila Jovovich is now going to be a DLC character, a skin basically, but she's gonna. How they do skins in that game is she'll probably have a unique set of skills on her and stuff and things like that for the game. But now she will be appearing in Monster Hunter Iceborne.
She's taking over Capcom.
Which is next week. She's coming out.
Yeah. She's taking over Capcom.
Oh boy. But she's free. The character skin is going to be free.
No one's going to pay for her. I'm sorry. No one's going to pay for you. Sorry. If you're $2, they ain't paying for you.
I'm not.
I'll wait for that shit free.
So, yes. Yeah. But anyway, this was a pretty good movie. I would recommend it.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I dug it. It was just over the top action, and I like the fact that it didn't take itself seriously. That's why with the comical stuff with George and The Rock were some of my best things. Parts of this movie is just their personalities together, and the gorilla laughing and actually cracking jokes on people and scaring the shit out of someone and laughing at it. That shit made me laugh. I dug the movie. It was fun. It was lighthearted. It kind of just... It's something just to watch, especially nowadays, everything is fucking to the shit. Watching something like this would just make you happy because it's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yes. It's a dumb action movie.
Yeah. And that's sometimes we need.
Need those.
So on... Your rankings.
So what you gonna say? The ranking wise, I'm gonna put it because we talked about this earlier. You said my number 9 is Tomb Raider, or is that my number?
So you took it off of you put it over Tomb Raider at number 9.
So it is my new number 9.
Yeah. So Rampage is your number 9.
And the score I would give it would be a 3.75.
Okay, that's fair. And it made my 8 spot because I put it over Postal.
All right.
So as of now,
what score would you give it? What score would you give it?
I'll give it a maybe a 3.75 as well. Like I really enjoyed it. There were things I wished like they were kind of explained more, but then again, I didn't want the movie to be longer. So I think it had a fair amount of time before it got annoying. So basically, I think they did the movie in the right way, as in they let it happen and just let it be, instead of being another half hour of showing the origin of Lizzie and the origin of Ralph. Even though it probably would have been cool, but it could have been boring as fuck too.
Yeah.
So I feel like it played its role. It did what it needed to do, and it finished in a timely manner. It wasn't overly long for no reason.
True. Yeah, it was paced well. Yeah.
Yes, it had a really good pacing, and that's something I would give it credit. So right now my ranking is Mortal Kombat number 1, Mario number 2, Dead or Alive number 3, Double Dragon number 4, Street Fighter number 5, Prince of Persia number 6, Need for Speed number 7, Rampage number 8, Postal number 9, and Resident Evil Retribution number 10. Yours is Mortal Kombat number 1, Dead or Alive number 2, Super Mario number 3, Double Dragon number 4, Street Fighter number 5, Prince of Persia number 6, Need for Speed number 7, Postal number 8, Rampage number 9, and Tomb Raider rounds up your top 10. Okay, Resident Evil has left your top 10.
Oh. Maybe Monster Hunter will be good. I'm saying it now that with the other movies we have, she might return.
She might return to your top 10.
Yeah.
She may return. Next week we do have maybe a shitter. Of what I've heard, it's not a good movie, but we'll see because we have to see it anyway. So this is the thing we do. Anyway, we have Dead Trigger next, then Detective Pikachu after that, and then following that it will be our final movie until Monster Hunter comes out with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, sir.
So
and if Paul W.S. Anderson is not a liar, Monster Hunter will be out this year.
Yes. So we'll probably have a verdict with that maybe later on. And then for the next couple of weeks, we'll probably discuss what would be the next things we would probably do for the cast, and maybe we'll probably go through some more movies. So I'm actually digging the verdict. It gives me something to like add into the cast instead of just the news and whatnot. We always have something to deliver with our verdict. So and there's a lot of things to watch, so we'll see where we go.
Yes, sir.
There. But yeah, Dead Trigger's next, Detective Pikachu the following week, and then Sonic the Hedgehog the week after. And then like down the road, like there are movies coming out. We have Monster Hunter supposed to be this year, Mortal Kombat next year, Uncharted next year, Tomb Raider 2 next year, Minecraft next year, and a Borderlands movie coming out soon. So there's a lot of shit.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yes, sir. We're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Has Been a RedCyclone podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere, RedCycloneInc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. That is YouTube and SoundCloud as well. Also Spotify, where you can hear not only this podcast, but all of our podcasts, including the Wrestling Babble podcast, the Not a Trekkie podcast, the Shell Shock podcast, the Games of Rage podcast. What else we got?
And Not Trek.
That's not
Oh, you said
what
Not
else we got?
We have Shell Shock. The Morphcast.
There we go. Morphcast. Yeah. Check it out. What was the last one we did? You did Time Force?
Miru Sentai Time Ranger.
Time Ranger. Thank you.
That'll be our next one. That was the last Morphin Cast. Not a Trekkie we just recorded, so it should be out in the next couple weeks. I try to do one each week, so basically they spread out. So Game of Rage probably be this week, and then Not a Trekkie will be next week, and then I'll end it with the Shell Shock, the season 1 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon, 87 cartoon. It was a fun watch, easy watch, because I think that was like I appreciate that season. The reason why, because it's only 5 episodes.
Gotcha. That makes anything easy.
Exactly. But there are 5 entertaining episodes. There are 5 story episodes that is well worth watching. And then I think season 2 is 11 episodes, so it raises up a little more. But I'm excited going through this because I haven't watched it in so long, and it's just you get a lot of more of the jokes, you get a lot of more of the in the windows and shit like that, and then you can't deny that the theme song is probably one of the best theme songs in the world.
True, you're right.
So I'm excited for that. Oh yeah, we gotta get that theme song on the cast too. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yes sir, yes sir.
We wrap this up. Follow me.
Did you plug yourself, bro?
Yes. Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube TV, Twitch TV, and SoundCloud. All marked with the mic. Follow our Spotify RedCycloneInc page. Follow. I can't tell you enough. That helps us out a lot, and it helps build our brand. And follow. Just follow everything. Shout outs to Tenacious T, my co-host of the Not a Trekkie, Shell Shock, and Morphin Cast, and he works hard for RedCycloneInc as well. Follow Gamer Rage, the Game On store. They've been helping us out with a lot of the retro games that we could do for the cast and stuff like that. So check them out. They're in Middle Place and Smithtown. They're very friendly, very easy to go. Definitely check those out. And check out Emperor Kyriot. Should be on Twitching tonight around 10 o'clock. Last of Us Part 2. So definitely check her out. That's it.
Cool.
That's all I got. And always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's not supposed to have them, but he's got the sandwiches.
I want
we
George.
Must keep him from it.
I want George to come and take the sandwich from me.
Well, if he gets too many sandwiches, he's gonna turn into George.
Uh-oh.
We don't want that.
Or maybe that's George when he drinks.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, he turns into George. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make it